Hey guys, it's Patrick. Not only is it after work, I'm not even working today. I can't even believe it. This is my first day off in like a week or so. It's Saturday, it's about 3 o'clock, and I'm in the car back from the shop. Because, like an idiot, I forgot to change the oil, and I lost forward thrust, like maybe 100 yards away from my house. Had it towed to the dealership and all this stuff. Well, I lucked out. The car's running fine now after $1,000 worth of repairs, so that definitely could have been a lot worse. They put a little sticker on my windshield now to remind me when I should bring it in again, so I'll try to stay on that. So I had my first 2 days doing a case share instead of my usual per diem shift. I'm actually, I'm the one getting all of the calls for a particular caseload, and that was pretty cool. I'm being slowly indoctrinated into the higher mysteries of the routine paperwork, and I spent a good amount of time yesterday just like filling out those problems, interventions, outcomes, little entries in a spreadsheet. And that was kind of grueling, you know. It's just like clicking off check boxes and going down a list of a bunch of people, and the paperwork really sometimes is drudgery. It's the hardest thing for me to come to grips with in no matter what kind of nursing that I'm doing. But I find little strategies for dealing with it, like breaking it up into little chunks and getting up and stepping away from the computer every once in a while. And being able to do it from anywhere is nice. I can just take my laptop somewhere else, so I'm not like, tied to my desk to do it all. And I'm supposed to get an official job offer letter sometime this coming week, I think. And then I'll have health benefits starting on October 1st, and that's pretty good. Only took me 3 years of having a nursing license to get a full-time job with benefits, so that's not so bad. Could be better, but that's all right. Western Civ class continues to annoy me with its assignments, writing about the differences between Confucianism and Taoism and legalism in the Warring States period of China, blah. Crap that I learned about in elementary school. I still haven't checked my email after that strongly worded letter I sent to the instructor after she docked me a couple of points for not following instructions that she never gave. But she's still giving me perfect scores on my other assignments, so that's good. Not because I started following her imaginary instructions, but I suspect because she's applying the rubric rather loosely. I wonder if this is actually a professor. I kind of get the impression it's a TA teaching this class. I mean, not that I wouldn't really care unless it was a nursing class, but I haven't started looking at the syllabus for advanced health assessments yet, but that looks like that could be pretty interesting, and I should be making a video of me performing various assessment skills, so that'll be another fun little project to do. Yeah, well, yesterday was really busy. I was running a lot of equipment out to people, delivering commodes and baby monitors. Although I try not to call them baby monitors. Everybody else calls them baby monitors. I'm like, I don't really want to call them baby monitors because it's kind of, I don't know. It's seems like kind of a diminutive way to refer to it. Same thing with diapers too. I mean, diapers is almost like an epithet, like it's almost like an insult. Here are your diapers. No. They're called incontinence briefs. It's much fancier. Or just briefs. Although briefs could have multiple meanings. Fortunately, I already, kind of have a personality trait of considering my words carefully for the effect that I want them to have. Sometimes, professionally it's a good effect, and then outside of my professional life, sometimes they're chosen for a much different reason, but that's okay. You gotta use the right words for the job, because those words have very powerful ability to hypnotize people and change the way they think and feel about things. Which for a long time was very mysterious mysterious to me. I didn't quite understand. I just thought that, or I just felt that words just had absolute meanings, and if they were chosen correctly, then no one could take issue with what you said. But apparently that's not how it really works. I got a deadline now of the 28th of this month. That's I think about 11 days away or so, to rework the PowerPoints for the presentation on pain that I'm going to be delivering during our core curriculum. And I'm glad to have a deadline for it, because it's the kind of thing where if I didn't have a deadline, I would just kind of like let it pass. But the deadline is to rework the PowerPoints. They've had the PowerPoints year after year that you got a projector and it's part of the presentation, and I don't know how often the PowerPoints have been changed, but I've been given the option of redoing the PowerPoints that go along with this presentation, which is an opportunity that I just cannot pass up because of my my hatred of PowerPoint presentations. This is a great opportunity for me to put into practice some of the reading that I've done on cognitive neuroscience and the pitfalls of PowerPoint presentations, which I won't go into too much detail right now, but a couple of the basic ideas that I want to put into practice are that if the information that's on the PowerPoint slide is the same as the information that you're like verbally saying, then you're just going to short circuit everybody's attention, and nobody's going to like really pay attention to what you're showing them or saying to them. So the PowerPoint presentation, the PowerPoint slides, like the projection slides, should contain types of information that complement and supplement what you're saying, and not just presenting an outline of the topics that you're currently discussing. That doesn't, that's something that always irritated me when I saw it. It always caused me to tune out when it happened. So it was nice to run into a couple of articles by people who study such things that validated my personal distaste for that practice by saying that it's not particularly effective. And that was a conclusion I came to on my own, maybe because I'm a little hypersensitive about having my time wasted, or feeling like I'm having my time wasted. Yeah, that's sort of a long-standing thing, I guess, and it always made it very difficult for me to get along with teachers, which is one of the benefits of taking online classes, that they don't get the impression that I think they're wasting my time unless I explicitly tell them in an email, which I do sometimes. Next up is my advisor. I'm really gonna have to, get some phone time or FaceTime with my advisor, because this course of study is really wasting my time. I'm not really learning anything from it. This is just an expensive bunch of hoops. They're trying to milk some revenue out of us online students and the poor teachers that are charged with administering the syllabus to us. But yeah, maybe I'll post I could probably post the PowerPoints online once I'm done reworking them. I have to kind of figure out what I'm going to say and grab a couple of articles. And I'd like to present maybe some new stuff about pain management, because these core curriculum attendees, the attendees that are coming to our core curriculum, are, a lot of them are going to be experienced nurses who work in intensive care units, who work on med-surg units at the big hospitals in our area. So these are going to be some pretty interesting people to make a presentation to. There will probably be some nursing students there too, and if the last one that I went to is any indication, a social worker here or there, which is always nice to see. So I'm really going to have to be on my game for this, and I think it'll be a really good networking opportunity too. I have not really been able to make any inroads into the hospitals, and now that I have a full-time position at a hospice, I'm not going to be trying to batter down their door again anytime soon. So this will be a good way to kind of establish my reputation a little bit more, which I think already has been very good among the nurses that I've worked with who know what they're doing. not to say that I have a good reputation with everyone that I've worked with, but with the ones that know what they're doing, I have established a very good reputation with. And this will be a good opportunity to build on that. Although my only concern about that is once I do rework the PowerPoints, the next person who comes along to do a presentation may find them useless because the PowerPoint presentation, itself is not going to be a guide to making the presentation. Like if somebody just came into it cold, it would seem like a cluster of loosely related pieces of information and pictures and graphs and things like that without any sentences that tie them together in a coherent narrative. But that is intentional. I will supply the coherent narrative. I don't want them reading it off of the PowerPoint slides behind me. I want to have eye contact with the attendees. I want them to, raise their hand and respond to the things that I'm saying, And the way PowerPoint's presentations are usually done, those goals are not achieved. You just get a room full of people staring off into space, their brains having been short-circuited by the cognitive dissonance you're projecting towards them. So we'll see if I can do it better. My coworkers have already complimented me on my public speaking skills and on my nursing practice and my attention to detail, my holism, which is something that I've worked a long time to develop, and I'm getting recognition for those things, which is really good. I hope to build on that with this presentation, which I think is next month or the month after or something like that, 2 months from now maybe. And the reason I've got a deadline of the end of this month for the PowerPoints is that they have one of our local hospitals do all the photocopying. Even though we have a photocopier, I guess we externalize the cost of photocopying the handouts to the hospital. And one of the funny things that I noticed when I was at another hospital in our state's capital as a student was that even though they had electronic charting, which I'd never seen before this clinical rotation, at the beginning of the shift, the first thing that the unit coordinators do is that they print out from the electronic charting stacks of paper, like 3 or 4 feet high or whatever, separated out into little piles of all of the information contained in that electronic charting system. And there wasn't like a disaster or anything. There was a generator backup. It's not like they were worried that the whole system was going to go down, but that apparently was their standard practice to every day consume like trees and trees worth of paper to reproduce the information that was already in their electronic charting systems. And I tell you, it is no good. The information systems that people use in healthcare and in education, the ones that I've seen so far all just reek of having been designed by the lowest bidder without any attention to the principles of user interface design that are commonplace and familiar to anybody who's used like Google or Facebook or any number of other platforms for using or storing or sharing information. It'll get there. It'll get there eventually. But it's not going to get there as long as the people making the decisions to purchase these systems are guided by principles that don't seem to be correct. You know what I'm trying to say. Alright. Well, I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of my day off. Maybe play a bit of StarCraft and, just kind of lounge around for a little while. I got a weekend shift tomorrow, and, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Alright, bye.